Autobots, Decepticons, and Duelists. Welcome to today's video. And in today's video, we're going to be talking about Transformers Armada Starscream from the Legacy toy line. However, there's a major fact that we cannot deny, and I want to talk about it. But if you don't want to hear it, please skip to this time. And I will just jump straight into the toy review. But if you want to stick around, I'm going to be talking about the tragic story of Armada Starscream. But without that, why don't we let the story begin? So our story begins just like any other Starscream and Megatron story. However, this will be my final warning, so if you don't want to watch this, please skip ahead to the transformation video. So our story begins with Megatron and Starscream arriving to Earth in their Cybertronian modes, respectively. And realistically, it's all the same, just like G1. We get our few comments of Starscream like being an idiot, Megatron saying you're a failure and stuff like that. Nothing too substantial and nothing too concerning. So no one thinks of it. However, fast forward to a few episodes later, Starscream and a few other Decepticons with him are in a training session. They lose. Starscream says that he would do better if he has the next minicon. However, Megatron thinks because of how much of a failure he is, he won't get the next minicon. So when he does get the next minicon, he increases his power. Heck, that's where his null laser cannons come from, and that's how he got them. So then when they do the training session again, Starscream managed to overpower the holograms of Optimus Prime, Hotshot, and Red Alert. And he boasts that he's even more powerful than Megatron. Now granted, this isn't really true. That's just Starscream being Starscream, obviously. However, Megatron doesn't take it like that. He takes it as a bit of a threat, and he experiences the one thing he never thought he would feel in his team. He experiences fear. However, this topic's not brought up again a little later, though. At one point, Starscream and the rest of the Decepticons, including Megatron, failed a mission. And, well, let's just say Megatron wasn't too happy about that. So when Megatron had to talk to Starscream. And when he does, he takes him into a quarters where no one can see him. And it's all pitch black. Now, no one can see what happened, but however, a Decepticon comes in to see what's going on, and look what he finds. Megatron's beating up Starscream, and somehow this Decepticon managed to stop him, so Megatron leaves it. He tries to help Starscream, but narcissistically Starscream declines, saying he doesn't need any help. So this is just one seed into a spiral of events that will pay tribute later. However, there's another person that comes into the story. Megatron enlists the help of Scavenger because, well, his team's failing and he needs help while Optimus' team's getting stronger and stronger. So he enlists Scavenger, and he's a pretty skilled warrior at this point in the series. So skilled that he actually challenged Starscream to a fight. Starscream lost. So his confidence is a little shaken right now, so he's not too confident. So then he tries to make it up, tries to be better than Scavenger. In fact, in a mission, he even challenges his Hotshot to a duel while he has the Star Saber. So, not too good. He fails, obviously. And so, again, the subject isn't brought up until a little later. Now this one takes a darker turn. So Starscream was in charge of the Star Saber once Megatron got it somehow, through shenanigans and stuff. So Starscream is in charge of distracting the Autobots, while Megatron and the other Decepticons go steal something from the Autobot base. Starscream doesn't know that they left him. He doesn't figure it out. He is all alone. All the other Decepticons are at the base taking what they need. They didn't tell Starscream they did that. They didn't tell him they left. So eventually, after a while, after calling for help, and he starts having a panic attack, basically. He doesn't no one knows where, he doesn't know where the other Decepticons are. So he starts panicking, worrying that he's left alone. And to a certain extent, it's true. They left him alone. Now this is pretty cool, but however, this story gets a little better. The Autobots decide to take him to the base because, well, Starscream's a very loyal Decepticon, and he has valuable intel on the Decepticons. However, the Autobots aren't too trusting. But again, that's where something else comes in. They have human partners. In fact, Starscream starts making a connection with one human called Alexis. And honestly, it was amazing. Starscream felt love, and he saw how Optimus treated the rest of his team in such a caring and understanding way. And compared to Megatron, where he didn't seem to care all too much. In fact, Starscream at one point helped out the Autobots towards the end. However, when Optimus Prime died, he went back to Megatron because Megatron to him still felt was a powerful figure. He meant security. While the Autobots were security to an extent, they weren't the same as Megatron. So Starscream went back. And this kind of hurt the heart of Alexa and some of the human friends. But most of the Autobots, in fact, most of the humans, were not surprised. They fully intended that to happen. And then this subject is never brought up again until Season 3. So, Season 3 plays out pretty normally. Starscream and Megatron, as close as can be, and in fact, as good as they can be, they get their little transformation into Galvatron and blue version Starscream. And that's about it. There's nothing changed there until the very end, where Starscream realizes Unicron wants them to fight. And so he tries to give Megatron a choice. At one point, Starscream joins the Autobots again to help him defeat Unicron, but then he realizes the only way to defeat Unicron is by working together. Now, unfortunately, Megatron is opposed by this. However, Starscream takes him to a duel, and he unfortunately loses the duel. He gets stabbed in the chest by the Starsaber. Megatron tells him that he wasn't worthy of his respect. After Starscream gives this whole tragic understanding of his past and what he was trying to do. In fact, it was pretty sad, in my opinion. And then, obviously, he tries to make a point. Now, in the scene, there's a moon on the top of the sky. Starscream, in his last desperate act, tries to destroy the moon. However, that is Unicron, and he attacks him. Optimus Prime tries to stop him, but however, it was too late. After Unicron shocked him, he's destroyed. And Optimus Prime and Megatron are pretty upset about it. Quite understandably, though, as in they just lost a really good soldier. And it just shows how Optimus Prime cared, and it showed how Megatron cared. In fact, after his death, he reminisces of all the memories while still hearing the story that Starscream talks about. And another thing, Starscream gave Alexis a little rock made from a moon. It was pretty cute, actually. It was like a necklace. After his death, it cracked, symbolizing that Starscream died. It was pretty tragic, actually. And Alexis was actually pretty heartbroken about it. So, after a little consideration, Megatron reluctantly joins sides with Optimus Prime to defeat Unicron. And that is where our story, unfortunately, comes to an end. A tragic tale for a pretty tragic character, but still brings out hope to a lot of us. And I'm not judging on anyone's situation. In fact, a lot of people could probably learn from this a little bit. but it's hard sometimes, and it's pretty sad. And ironically, this is the first Starscream to ever push those boundaries. But that is where I'm leaving our story today. And I hoped you enjoyed the tragic story of a tragic character. I hope you guys enjoyed that story that I did, and I hoped you guys liked it. But if you didn't and you just jumped straight to the video toy review, I understand. So why don't we get started? So why don't we take a closer look at him? And it's pretty accurate to Armada Starscream, actually, and I love it. It's pretty cool. The yellow eyes, just like it was in the show. It's pretty cool. I just really like it. Love the details that they got on it. Even on its sword. I mean, yes, traditionally in the show, his sword was mostly purple. However, on a few rare occasions, it was silver. It's pretty cool, though, actually. I love the Star Saber. It's pretty cool. My only complaint, though, is that I wish it was just the sword part was a little bigger. Because in the show, it was really big. But it's whatever. One tiny complaint, other than the sword. The wings are a bit smaller. I would have preferred them a little bigger, but it makes sense for his size. I believe he's a Voyager class, so wasn't going to get much of a bigger one. And another thing that they left out, but I understand why they did, he doesn't come with his Minicon partner Swindle, which is kind of a shame, but it's not like you could power link with him, because as you can see, there's nothing here for him to power link. In fact, I don't even think he has space to power link. But a gimmick that they still do is that you can flip over his no laser cannons. It's pretty cool, and I love it. Just like in the show, and then you can always flip them back here. It's amazing. I love it. They put a lot of detail and heart into this one, at least, in my opinion. Now, his head is on a ball joint, but with his cannons being right here, it's kind of hard to move his head, so it's whatever. But he can look up a lot and look down a little bit, but he won't stay for long. His arms can do a full 360, but I'm just gonna have to. You're gonna have to move it around, and his arms can go up, like move his shoulder up like that. It's pretty cool. You can rotate his arm full 360. He has a double jointed elbow, but it's mostly due to transformation. He's got nothing at the wrist unless you want to count some like down-ish tiltage or whatever. Well, that's about it. He does have waist rotation, but you'll have to move his cockpit out of the way. Do a full 360. His legs can go up about that far. He can go back about that far. And then he can actually do more than just the full split. Jeez, he can really kick it up high. I didn't think he could do that. You can move his leg a bit. He has about 90 degrees bend on the knee. He has ankle tiltage. And he can actually pick his foot up a little bit for like standing. Push it back a lot too. It was mostly due to transformation. And you can always fold down the heel if you want. Again, due to transformation. And that's everything he can do in his robot mode. Why don't we check to see what he can do in his vehicle form? So first thing, obviously, we're gonna have to take his weapons out of his hands. Now the first thing you want to do is that this little plate down here, just gonna want to flip it out, and then fold his hands down. Then you're gonna do the same thing for this one. Maybe. There we go. The next thing you want to do is fold his wings straight down till it's like completely flat and it aligns with the shoulder perfectly. Just like that. Right, next, you're going to flip up his cockpit. Just like that. Then you're going to want to fold his chest down, because then you'll push in his head. And try to make sure that there's a red part right there in the middle. You got to make sure it covers his head mostly. Alright, so the next thing you're going to do is you're going to fold his heels down. Both of them. There we go. This one's a bit tricky because sometimes mine doesn't get stuck a little bit, but you want to fold out these red parts a bit. You're going to fold his feet up. Alright. Next thing you're going to do is that you're going to take one of his legs, fold the fin towards the inner thighs, and then fold his leg all the way down till he's like that. This red part will come important very soon, but do the same thing to the other leg. Fold it in till all the way in to the inner thigh. And then this is where these red parts will come in very important. But first, alright, next you're going to make sure that these red parts are clipped together. Right there. Oh, my bad. And then make sure everything right here gets squeezed in like that. Alright, now the last part, his arms. Now you're going to pull it to the side. It's on like a bar, so it should be fine. And you're just going to fold the arm down and then fold the arm up. Just like that. And then you're going to do the same thing to this arm. And there you go. There's Armada Starscream in his jet mode. And actually, I really like it. It's pretty cool, very accurate. I do think a few people would complain about the head being visible right here, but I don't personally mind at all. So it's whatever. Yeah, overall, oh, excuse me. Overall, I like it. It's pretty good. It's a great design. Love everything. And the best part is you can still have him do his null laser cannons in his vehicle form. Which, if I recall, I don't think he ever used in his vehicle form. So, I don't know. That's pretty cool. In terms of storage for his weapons, well, he's got a bolt right here on his wing. He's actually got one on his legs right here. So you could always put a sword there if you wanted. Oh, my bad. And then there's always one on his arms right here. So you can always do that. Personally, I like it on the wings, but I'm almost considering on the arm like that because that's pretty cool. But yeah, I hope you guys enjoyed today's video, and I hope to see you guys in the next one. Bye, everyone.